my bookshelves, as in 3 of them. I am really far away from you. Today I am going to talk about my TBR shelf, which is this one up here. Also, disclaimer, if this video is echoey, it's because 1, I don't have a mic, and 2, I think it would be worse with a mic because my apartment is kind of empty, thereof the echo. There's not much I can do about it. I don't want to fill it with stuff. So there's an echo. We're just gonna live with it. But we're gonna talk about my TBR shelf, which is this shelf. Why, you ask? For no other reason than the fact that I enjoy watching these kinds of videos, so I'm making one. So there are currently 22 books on my TBR shelves, 18 of which are in the fantasy genre and 4 are in the contemporary genre. And the reason to that is I usually reach for contemporaries a lot more than I do fantasy, so those are the books that I read the most. Therefore, there are the fewest books of contemporary books on my TBR. But we're gonna go through them and you're gonna see exactly which 22 books I have on my TBR. First up is The Wrath and the Dawn and The Rose and the Dagger by Renee Ahdieh. So I bought this book 3+ years ago and I have still to read them. I have heard a lot of great things about these books, and the one reason to why I still haven't read them is because they are deckled edges, and that scares me because I heard a lot of not so great things about deckled edges, and I love being able to do this with books, and the feeling of doing this with deckled edges is just not great. After that, we have Everland, Ausland, and Umberland by, what's your name? Wendy Spinale. Is that how you pronounce your name? I'm so sorry for the many authors' names I'm gonna butcher throughout this video. I am bad with names, I'm bad with pronunciation. It's just how it goes. I'm trying to get better, but I am just not great at it. These books are all retellings, and to be completely honest, I bought them mostly because of their covers, which are gorgeous. Just look at the covers of these books. They are magnificent in my opinion. However, I'm not the biggest fan of retellings in general, and these books also have deckled edges. They have also been on my bookshelf for 3+ years. You're gonna see a pattern here soon, I promise. Next up we have The Knowing by Sharon Cameron. This does not have deckled edges, woohoo! But I've had the book for 2+ years. It is a companion novel to The Forgetting, which I read 3 years ago or something like that. A book I really enjoyed. I think I gave it 4 stars, and the world that's set up in The Forgetting was really fascinating to me, and I wanted to read more of it. Therefore, I bought The Knowing. However, I am still to read it. So, yeah. Then we have the Daughter of Smoke and Bones trilogy by Laini Taylor. I've read other books from Laini Taylor, which I've loved. Actually, I read 2 books from Laini Taylor, Strange the Dreamer's duology. These books have been on my shelf for 3+ years and I am still to read it. I have only heard great things about them, and I think I probably should really get to reading of these, but the last book is just enormous. How many pages are you? Over 600 pages. Okay, it's not like an 800 and 900 page book, but reading this series is still going to be a big commitment, and I haven't really felt myself committing to that commitment, you know? we have Vengeful by V.E. Schwab. This is the second book to the Villain series. Is that what it's called? Villain duology? It's the second book to Vicious. I liked Vicious. It is, however, my least favorite V.E. Schwab or Victoria Schwab book. But I do really want to finish this duology. I want to know what happens to the characters. I want to know the continuation of the story. This book has only been on my shelf for like a year, so it's not bad. After that we have the Scythe. It's called the Scythe, right? Scythe? The Scythe series. It's not called the Scythe, is it? The Scythe trilogy? Either way, it's a series by Neil Shusterman. Neil Shusterman, for like 1.5 years ago, just became an author I really enjoyed after reading his Unwind series, which I think is one of the best series I've ever read. It's not perfect by any means, but it is truly enjoyable. Can you not? I bought this entire series last fall, like November or something like that. I haven't started it yet, but I really want to start it soon. However, it's that whole commitment thing, because the last book is, once again, enormous. How many pages are you? Are you also like a 600-page book? Yes, 600 plus page book. So haven't started it yet, but I am very much gonna do it soonish. After that we have book 4 and book 5 in the Heroes of Olympus series by Rick Riordan. This is a series that I've been reading for like 3 years or something like that. I think I've had these books for 3 years. Let's be honest, when I finish these books, I am most likely going to be done with Rick Riordan. I find his books repetitive and very much following the same pattern all over again and all over again in every single book, and it's not for me. I'm feeling way too old for these books, to be completely honest, which is fine, it's not marketed to me, it's not written for me, so they are very loved by so many people, which I can understand. They're just not for me, but I am gonna read them. After that, we actually have 3 more books by Rick Riordan that I most likely am going to unhaul. But it is, I don't know what the series is called. Doesn't it say? It's the Red Pyramid, the Thorn of Fire, and the Serpent's Shadow, all by Rick Riordan. It's a Greek mythology trilogy by Rick Riordan. It's the Kane trilogy. That's what it's called. Those were my 18 fantasy-ish books. Now, a contemporary. Next one we have is The Inexplicable Logic of My Life by, bear with me, Benjamin Alare Sanes. I'm sorry. It's the same author that wrote, where are you? Seriously, where are you? Aristotle and Dante Discovers the Universe, which I truly enjoyed this book. So the minute I finished Aristotle and Dante, I went out and I purchased this one. Since then, I've heard not great things about it. Most people say that it is not even close to being as good as I'm calling. Spam call, lovely. Most people say it is not as good as Aristotle and Dante. I don't know, I still haven't read it. I had it on my shelf for 3+ years. Letters to the Lost by Bridget Kimmerer. This is a book I think I am really going to enjoy. I also think it's a book I am gonna cry my eyes out while reading it. I bought it last summer. It was meant for me to read it during the reading rush. I didn't do it because it is kind of long book. How? Almost 400 pages. Not fitting for the reading rush in my opinion. Guess not with my reading speed. But I am gonna read this soon, I think. Then we got The Hate List by Jennifer Brown. Is it? Yes, by Jennifer Brown. Please. I bought this book 3+ years ago and I still haven't read it. It's about a girl which I don't know if it's her boyfriend or her ex who did a school shooting at her school, and now she is somehow associated with the school shooting and they're blaming her, I think. I'm not sure. I bought it because it sounded interesting and like a story I would like. However, I didn't anticipate how very long this would be. This is a contemporary book that is over 500 pages long. It's all that commitment thing again that I am apparently struggling with. And lastly, we have I'll Give You the Sun by Yandy Nelson. I've had this book on my TBR for so many readathons and I have still not read it. It has been on my shelf for 3+ years and I just have no excuses. I have only heard great things about this book. Only ever heard great things about this book. It is what it is. I'm gonna read it one day, I swear. And there you have it, that's my TBR. If there's any book you think I should get to ASAP, tell me. I am currently reading The Ghost of the Shadow Market by Cassandra Clare. And while it's perfect, it's almost, I'm reaching the end to it almost, like in a couple of days, and I need a new read.